About to reassemble those seat railings on the seats. Alright guys, time for us to install the seats. These things are in incredible condition. You can still see the factory paint here. Look at that. Look at the latch. Both of them. Okay guys, today I'll be installing this door panel and the passenger seat here and vacuum this out. And a previous video I did, I installed this. This is the wrong one. This is not the right one. It's for another car. This is the correct one. Like that. Like so. You gotta clean it. But this is really nice. And let me catch you guys up to speed for some things I've done. Instrument cluster is in. Climate control is back in, working perfectly. Let me just go over here and see. So we got the climate control back in place, working great. The light switch is back in. Instrument cluster is in. Couple screws in it. Got one right there. I gotta stash that amp and kind of clean everything up, but we're gonna vacuum this right now. And what else I did? Oh, this cruise control is installed, completely installed, with the exception of two things. Let me show you. So there it is. New hardware, cleaned up really nice. And I gotta mount this bracket is not gonna work. So I got a bracket for it, for this cable. I'm gonna mount it in this vicinity somewhere. I'm gonna fabricate me something. It's probably gonna come. I'm gonna move this down here. I can see this already on the angle, and move this up here. So I'll be doing that in a minute. And everything else is hooked up, with the exception of the cable, the throttle cable, and the switch placement. All the wires, everything's been ran perfectly and tucked. There's the, just got this tucked here for right now. Cleaned all up. I'm gonna mount it here somewhere, underneath here. Whether you'll see the lettering, it'll be facing the correct way. Everything else is wired, inline fuse. Everything is wired like perfectly on this thing underneath here. I had moved all this, and the new speedometer cable, all that stuff, everything's ran. So now that I've caught you guys up to speed for some, I'm trying to think I've done something else. I don't know, I've really been pushing for the white and blue cars, and I got videos coming for that. I'm really trying to get the motor installed in that thing before it gets cold out. So I'm gonna vacuum this out right now, and then we're gonna, there's stuff everywhere. I'm gonna clean all this stuff out of here too. I'm gonna do this out of camera. I'm still waiting on a gasket for that mirror. And but also some door clips. I got some new clips for these door panels. Get these up. I'll get those up. So let's get the door panel. I'm gonna change that bulb. Let's see if I got a bulb for that LED bulb. At least I can show you guys that this is working flawlessly. I went and installed it. I made something with the cable that was broken. In the previous video I did, the cable was broken for this. I made something work for that, and it's working great. And let me show you how it comes on real quick before I start. Let's install the battery. Never no alarm on. Let me turn the alarm off. I don't know how it engaged. Guys, I'm going to insert a clip right now before we continue on with this video, because I want to show you guys exactly what happened. I didn't set the alarm. It went off, and I'll show you guys why in this clip that I'm going to insert, because I was puzzled. I don't know why it was constantly alarming. I didn't show that part. It constantly kept alarming the moment I installed the batteries, if the door was open or if those pins. So I want to insert this clip. So when I just connected the battery, you guys heard the alarm going off, and I couldn't figure out why. So I kind of disassembled a few things trying to figure out why was it going off, not realizing the light switch I installed, I had the the lights port turned on, so the lights were actually on, which was causing the alarm to trigger, and it was actually back feeding the system. And I'm gonna show you why I was doing that. This is the old setup, the old tubular lock that I couldn't have a key for. If you look at here, all it does is twist that cam to allow these terminals to go between these posts here and complete the circuit. You see, it's 2 hots on this side and there's 2 grounds. Well, since I can't find nothing like this, I'm not allowing it to ground out. So when you turn it off, it grounds the system out. You guys can see right there, grounds the system off. When you arm it, it completes the circuit and powers the system up, whereas the door pins actually completes the circuit and hence triggering the alarm off. So since I didn't have this hookup, I just got 2 hots on my setup here. I got 2 hots here. Okay. Oh, I light it. Let me get a light. So I got 2 hots on my setup there. And what I didn't take an account for was the system grounding out. So once you turn that, it just engages or completes the circuit. It engages both hots together like that terminal on the other one. However, when you turn it off, it's not grounding the system out. So what happens was the lights were back feeding. It was back feeding. So I removed all this. It was back feeding here when the lights was on. So what I mean by that is you can be driving down the highway, and then when it gets dark out, turn the lights on, the alarm is going to go off because it's back feeding the system. So since I couldn't find that, I'm an electrician, so I know electricity pretty good. So I got some diodes. Well, I had to buy some more. I couldn't find any loose 12-volt diodes that I had laying around, but bought me a 30 pack just to have future references, and now my problem is solved. What the diode does is let current flow in one direction. It does not let it backfeed. These are great to install on a ton of things, and I always have them laying around, but I just didn't have them laying around, so ordered me. Got a bunch of them now sitting around. These are 12 volts, and now my problem is solved. I'm gonna solder everything back and put everything back and make everything back nice. So I'm gonna start this right now. I got my solder iron ready to go. But just wanted to show that. That's why the alarm went off. And I can actually show you guys what it was doing really quick. Let me just show you guys that. You guys may not be familiar with these type of things. Maybe something you guys can use in the future. So currently the alarm is on. The power is on and everything. So I'm gonna connect it back like it was. Remove the diode. Just let them touch like that. So, the alarm is armed. I have it armed by the key. So if make sure the light switch is in. That's in. So now if I open the door, it should trigger off. Let's see. Lights is blinking. Now watch this. If I turn the lights on, it's gonna trigger off. And you don't want that. It shouldn't work like that. It's backfeeding the system. Whereas I install the diode. So we got the diode back installed. Now once we open the door, of course, the alarm is gonna arm. However, once we pull the lights on, nothing. Problem solved. So I just want to insert this in this video real quick, just another tip or a pointer if you guys are not familiar with it. And problem solved. Got you plugged up. Let me show you guys. And the climate control is working good. Key for it. Perfect. Coming out the vent. Off. Done. All right. Let's install the seat. All right, we're gonna clean this up after we install it. This thing is really nice. I want to see about this light. I want to change this light. So let's take this over to the side. All right, so remove this light. This is just a reflector. Here's the light. Very simple. See those slots? 1, 2. Pretty much the dome light bulb. Let's clean this up before we install it. Let's go see how it looks. Get it plugged up here. Let's see how it looks. It sure looks really good. Should give it a little bit more classier look. So once I plug the battery up, oh, it should be on. The door's open. Let me see what's going on. So this plug needs to be cleaned out. Oh, that looks nice. I'm gonna clean that plug too. The terminals in that plug should be good. That looks nice. Oh, that looks really nice. That looks nice. That's gonna be really nice on the carpet. Okay, let's vacuum the carpet out. Got the vac right here. Vacuum the carpet and install the door panel, and then we're gonna do the seat. But that looks right. That looks really nice. Let me disconnect the battery. This carpet is contoured to the shape really nicely. Really nicely. It looks beautiful in here. So we gotta find our hose. This is, I feel one somewhere here. So let me get a pick, and we're gonna go underneath this thing and find out where our hose is. Let's go out here and see what we can see. I got no light. One of the holes. Dead center in the hole. So right here. Okay, we got one of them right there. Just gonna make a little incision in there, and then we'll use this super sharp pick and do the other ones. These are some new bolts I had to the side. And although these are, of course, a different thread, they're almost the same width. We'll use these as a reference, so we'll just remove this and push this down in there. And we got our location. All right, let's go to the other one. Let's go to the next one. So when we get the seat in place, we'll know exactly where this is at. Let's go under here and do the other one right now. Using this pick tool. You guys can see there's one of them. The other one is adjacent to it. It's right there. Coming in here. Gotta go center with it. Let's put the weight on. We'll put the weight on it right there. Let's get some weight on it. Let's try this one. Let's try this one. Let's see if we're sticking out. I think it came through. This one's right here, so it should be along the line here somewhere. Oh, there it is. There it is, right there. Let's mount the camera. Okay, we got two. Alright, let's get the other hose. Get it started. Let's see where we at. That's it. Got that one. Now let's make an incision here. All right, there go our seat. Okay, let's get the seat put in place and then drop it down into the hose. All right, guys, we got the seat in. I'm pumped. We're gonna clean it when we get done, just like the back. That's looking amazing. So before we get on here and install the nuts onto the studs, I want to give a shout out to one of the subscribers. I'll flash his name across the screen right now. A guy who knows these Mustangs II extremely well. Although I've had 5 of these cars within the last 2.5, 3 years and dissected one completely apart, there's some Mustang II enthusiasts out here that knows much more than me. And I say that to say this: had I not been informed to do what I'm about to do, I wouldn't have never done this. The guy told me to put some silicone on each of the threads at the bottom where it meets, and I'll show you guys where we're gonna put it at. Hopefully I get it right. He'll let me know if I do. But we're gonna put the silicone around here. He said they did it from the factory, and he was 100% right. When I look at the other seats that I have, there's some silicone around inside of there. So we're gonna try to get it in here as much as possible to prevent rust. So he was dead on. I would have never have known that. I wouldn't have never known that, period. I just would have figured, hey, I got these painted. I'm gonna put some rust reform on them and they're gonna be good. But he was dead smack right correct about that. Both of the other front seats have a silicone residue around the threads at the top up here where it meets at. Definitely was on there. So you can see that there was some.
I wanted you to know that George is not racist because he's black too.
Silicone. So we're gonna add some silicone around here really good, and on all 4 of them. Then we're gonna hit them with some rust reformer again. So just want to give him a shout out for telling me that, because I wouldn't have never done that, period. So I'm glad he told me that. So let's do the silicone right now. Clean this up a little bit more. Let me get a screwdriver or something to push that off up in here. I don't want that hanging like that. So I can get the silicone in there pretty good. So let me push this up in here without pushing the stud inside of there. I'm just using some clear silicone. So this is super clear silicone gasket. This stuff is waterproof, and we're gonna lock it in right now. So let me start putting some on. I got a small incision at the top, so I can get down and make sure I get all the way around in there. All right, we got it up. We got it up. We got it up. So let's see what we got, guys. Nice, covered all the way around. I think I did pretty good. So we're gonna start screwing the nuts on. These are 1/2 inch nut, by the way. I'm missing one. All right, let's drill these up and see what we got. We just go slowly. the rust comes from under this socket. And the socket got rust in it, so we'll wipe them off. We're gonna wipe these off, and then we're gonna put rust reformer on them. You know, the threads are painted. We want this to look nice. Let me wipe the excess off. When I get done with the complete bottom of this, I got one more final coat. Some amazing product I'm gonna use, and I'll show you guys to cap the bottom off, looking amazing under here. They look amazing. This thing is nice. The goal is to make the bottom look just as good as the top. All right, so let me wipe these off. Get my blower, I'll blow. Oh, let me wipe the excess off. Clean the excess off, and we're gonna spray these down with some reformer. All right, there we go. All right, we're in. We'll clean it up in a minute. We're gonna do the door panel first, and then we'll clean the seat up. There's 14 holes. This is not one. We count the holes, and we know there's some adhesive stuff here. So let's go look at the door. You can see the adhesive that was around the door panel, but we're just going to use some 3M double-sided tape along here somehow, and some new retainers. But let's take a look at the seat. Looks great. Oh man, at the dashboard. Bust the clock up. Let's clean the seat up real nice. Let's take under here. As you can see, those are nice. That's gonna be like that for a long time. All right, let's install the door panel. Let's go over to the door panel now. All right, so we're gonna use some new retainers. Here's the model number for the retainers, because you want to get them. And this is the 3M double-sided we're gonna take. We're just gonna put it like here. You can just see the old adhesive I couldn't get off with nothing, but just between here, just the small strips here, and make that look nice. So let me do that right now. Install all new retainers and cut some 3M tape up. Alright, so that's it. I'm gonna install. I'll remove the adhesive before we go over and slap the door panel in place. That felt is in really good condition too. Very nice piece. These were kind of hard to push in. My only concern is this one. As you can see, the cardboard just kind of torn out. So hopefully this will help out on both sides. And we should be all good. Let's see. Let me clean these terminals. I sprayed these terminals with some. I use this on some of these on the terminals. I'm gonna clean them up a little bit better with some sandpaper, so we don't have to worry about having a decent contact. So let me get out of here now, because they're somewhat clean like they was, but I want them shiny a little bit so we can have a good contact. Let me get something in here and clean these up. And then we're gonna install the panel. And we should be all good. All right, let me do that now. All right, all the tape is removed. That tape is super sticky. Let's go by the door now. I've already kind of cleaned the area. I cleaned it before I did a couple things to it, but it got some dust back on it, so kind of cleaned it back up. And let's go install this really quick and close the video out. So I'll just clean all this off. And I'll put some special tape on here so it won't rip any further. But we got that small incision still there. We want it to be nice. We don't want it to rip any further than it needs to rip. That incision is as far as it's gonna go for the plug. So let's install this door panel. Mount the camera. Look, already lining up already. Kind of fell into the holes already. So let's install the switch and then start popping them in place. All right, guys, we're on there. The problem was I didn't push it. I didn't have it all the way pushed down here, and these weren't lining up. So now they're lined up, and that adhesive is sticking perfectly. So let's clean the door panel off. There's 2 screws that go up in here. If you can see how they align right there. And here. So I gotta find both of the screws, and then we'll install the handle and the window mechanism to roll down the windows. But we're there. I have some really nice covers for this, for both of them, and I can install that speaker cover now. But I just want to get the seats cleaned up and these door panels looking nice. These are really nice. Okay, on a note, I have to pop this back out to install this grill, because it has some tabs you gotta push down, so this has to be installed before putting the door panel on. Just to note that you guys will see exactly what I'm talking about when you look at it. I'll show it on the other door panel. And so let me push this back in. Alright, reinstalled. Everything's back tight. Got a nice little seal under here. We all good. All right, let's clean it up. Clean both. Using this 303 protectant. Look at that, guys. Look at these panels and these seats look as if they were just made. These things look amazing. I'm gonna shoot a light too now. That's it. That's it, guys. I'll be doing the other ones off camera, and we got seats now. We got seats, so we're getting there. It's coming together. It's coming together. And I'm waiting on a speaker to come. I ordered a nice speaker to go up there, so I can stash that amplifier up in the dashboard. Got to do driver's seat, that door panel. I'm waiting on that for that mirror, for that side door mirror. I'm waiting on the gasket for that. Then we'll be popping in the windshield, and I do the dashboard, popping that windshield in, and the hood. I have to redo the hood, and I'll show you guys all that, all that I've done to it, because it was a mess. It really was a mess. Although it looked good painted, it had a lot of dings in it, and we're not doing that. We're not putting any dings anywhere. Also, I got to install these fender wheel covers. I'm just moving my way. When I get to the interior, when I get done with the interior, we'll be out here to finish off the outside and get this thing washed and waxed up. And I'm gonna check for any dings and stuff before I apply those stickers, because if I see any dings or any chips or anything, I gotta get that corrected and fixed. So it's probably gonna prolong me finishing this thing up, but that'll mean every single thing I've installed, rear brakes, drums, everything that needs to be replaced, even with the exception of on the engine, brand new alternator, starter, water pump, distributor, wires, fuel pump. Got a larger fuel pump on here. I've installed everything new with the exception of the carburetor on this thing. And yeah, I'm excited to try the cruise control out too. I'm excited for that. Can't wait to try that out. So I found a bracket for the speedometer cable for the cruise control. So I found a bracket. I'll be welding me up something really nice and painting it and installing it on here as well. So it's been a wrap for this, guys. Hope you guys found this video helpful. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Terrence, I'm out. So I thought I'd just show how nice that looks in here. Like I said, I know you guys can get a full visual of how it looks in the inside. It's not that dull incandescent bulb that was in here. That's an LED that looks really nice. Really, really nice. Maybe I can push this seat back to get a better view of it. Man, that thing is shining. Let's see. I did raise the seat up some. Man, that looks really, really nice. Really nice.